great A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. For the first part of our program today, we're going to chant the Samsara prayers composed by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in glorification of the spiritual master. Then we'll be reading. We'll need to keep that there later.
We'll put it back there?
Yeah, because we're going to do the
okay.
Pushpanjali over here.
Okay, yeah. We'll move it there.
Okay. Then we will be reading from a lecture of Srila Prabhupada explaining the meaning of these Samsara prayers. Hare Krishna. Samsara dava nalalita lokam Pranaya karunya ganaganatvam Nalalita lokam Pranaya karunya ganaganatvam Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Varitramadyan Manasurasena Romanchakam Pashrutarangavajo Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditramadyan Manasurasena Mahaprabhu Kirtana Nritya Gita Vaditramadyan Manasurasena Romanchakam Pashrutarangavajo Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Romanchakam Pashrutarangavajo Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Sri Vigrahara Nityananda Sringaratan Manviramarjanadu Sri Vigrahara Nityananda Sringaratan Manviramarjanadu Yuktasya Bhaktam Shaniyunjatopi Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Yuktasya Bhaktam Janiyunjatopi Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Chaturvidha Sri Bhagavat Prasadu Swadvana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangam Chaturvidha Sri Bhagavat Prasadu Swadvana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangam Ritveva Triptam Bhajatu Devam Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Ritveva Triptam Bhajasatadeva Bande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Samsara Dava Nalalida Goka Pranaya Karunya Ganadhanasam samsara pranaya karunyaganaganatam praptasya kalyana gulanavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Praptasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Sri Radhika Madhavayoraparam Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam Sri Radhika Madhavayoraparam Madhurya Leela Gunarupanam Pratikshana Svadanalurupasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Pratasya Kalyana Gunanavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Nikunjayo no Rati Kevisidhyaye Yayani Vir Yuktira Piksaniya Nikunjayo no Rati Kevisidhyaye Yayani Vir Yuktira Piksaniya Tatrati Dakshya Dati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Tatrati Dakshya Dati Vallabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Sakshadaritve Nasamastakashre Ruptatata Bhagyata Eva Sajji Sakshadaritve Nasamastakashre Ruptatata Bhagyata Eva Sajji Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutupi Yasya Prasadam Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutupi Dhyayam Stubham Stasya Yakatri Sandhyam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Dhyayam Stubham Stasya Yakatri Sandhyam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam 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 Samsara Dhava Nalalila Loka Pranayo Karunyaganaganathvam Samsara Dhava Nalalila Loka Pranayo Karunyaganaganathvam Pratasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Pratasya kalyana gunanavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prachaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prachaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayam Vishnupada Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Shtottara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Jayam Vishnupada Paramamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Gao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai Shri Vrindavandam Ki Jai Mathuradam Ki Jai Dwarkadam Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mayi Ki Jai Yamuna Mayi Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja Utsava Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Hari Nama Sankirtana ki jai, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Sri Krishna Kaliya ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. All the rest to the assembled devotees, all the rest to the assembled devotees, all the rest to the assembled devotees, all the rest to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So again, welcome everyone to this celebration of Srila Prabhupada Vyasa Puja. Today is the appearance day, divine appearance day of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. As I discussed previously, today we're going to read different offerings and prayers and different songs in glorification of Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotee. What we will read now is a lecture from Srila Prabhupada explaining the meaning of the Gurvastakam, or the 8 prayers in praise of the spiritual master, originally composed by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This is a lecture in Stockholm University in 1973, September 9, 1973. September 9, 1973. Srila Prabhupada. So in order to enter into spiritual life, 2 things are required, as enunciated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eru Prebramanda Brahmiti Pona Bhagyavanti Guru Krishna Kripapai Bhaktilata Bij, from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19:151. The living entities, they are wandering throughout the universe, changing body, transmigrating body from one body to another, one place to another, one planet to another. But they are rotating within this universe, material universe, Brahmando Brahmiti. This science is unknown to the modern education department, how the spirit soul is transmigrating from one body to another, and how he is being transferred from one planet to another. We've got our book, Easy Journey to Other Planets. So Guru can help you to transmigrate from this planet directly to the spiritual sky, where there are innumerable planets. They are known as Vaikuntha Lokas. And the topmost planet in the spiritual sky, that is called Goloka Vrindavana. That is Krishna's planet. By Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to give information how one can be transferred directly to the Goloka Vrindavana planet, Krishna Loka. That is our mission. So what is the difference between this material world and the spiritual world? The difference is that in the material world, you have to change your body, although you are eternal. Nityaha Shashvato na Hyamate Anyamani Sharire. Bhagavad Gita 2:20. You are not destroyed after the annihilation of this body, material body, but you transmigrate to another body. And that body may be one of the 8,400,000 of forms. There are 8,400,000 of forms. Jalaja Navalakshani from the Padma Purana. There are 900,000 forms in the water, 2 million forms of trees and plants, 1,100,000 forms of the insect, and then 1 million forms of the birds, and then 3 million forms of the beasts. And then we come to this human form of life. Now, it is our choice whether you're going to be transferred again through the cycle of transmigration of the soul. From the one body to another in the lower species of life, or you want to be transferred to the spiritual sky. And you can transfer yourself to the highest spiritual platform, which is known as Goloka Vrindavana. That is your choice. You have been given the chance of this human form of body to make your choice. You are completely under the control of material nature, but the material nature gives you a chance to get this human form of body. Whatever you like, you can do. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Yanti deva vratan devan pitrin yanti pritru vrata bhutani yanti bhutedya madhyajino piyanti mam. Bhagavad Gita 9:25. The purport is those who are trying to be elevated to the higher planetary system, which is called Devaloka, or the planets of the demigods. There, the standard of living, duration of life is very, very large. Or if you want to be transferred to the Pitri Lokas, or the lokas of the ghost, Bhuteja. Or if you want to be transferred to the loka where Krishna lives, Madhyajino Imam. Now it depends on your practice. But the rotating, wandering within this material world from one body to another, or from one planet to another, that is not advised. That is called samsara. Samsara means material existence. That is called samsara. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 19. You take your birth once in some form of body. You live for some time. Then you have to give up this body. Again, accept another body. In this way, it is going on. That is called samsara, rotating within this material world. That is compared with davana. Davana means forest fire. Forest fire, you've got experience. You have seen by now in the forest, nobody goes to set fire, but it takes place. Well, here in California, they do that. And it knows it. Similarly, within this material world, nobody wants to be unhappy. Everyone is trying to be very happy, but is forced to accept unhappiness. In this way, it is going on. That is called samsara, rotating within this material world. That is compared with davana. This is the position. Therefore, it is called davana. Davana means nobody willingly sets fire, but there's fire within the forest. Similarly, in this material world, everyone is trying from time immemorial. Even at the present moment, there is some occasional war, world war, and they manufacture some means. In our days, when we were a young man, there was a League of Nations. Perhaps some of you may know when the 1919, when the First World War was finished, these nations, they formed a League of Nations. League of the Nations means just to arrange for peaceful living between the nations. So there was forest fire again. Nobody wanted war, but there was Second World War. Again and again, they are trying to the League. What is that? United Nations. But the war is going on. The Vietnam War is going on. The Pakistan War is going on. And many others are going on. So you may try your best to live very peacefully, but nature will not allow you. There must be war. It is not possible. In the history, especially in European history, there were so many wars. Carthaginian War, Greece War, Roman War, 7 Years' War between France and England, and 100 Years' War, so on. So far we have read in history. And the war feeling is going on, not only between nation and nation, between man to man, neighbor to neighbor, even between husband and wife, father and son, this war is going on. That is called davana, forest fire. Forest fire means in the forest, nobody goes to set fire, but automatically, by the clash, friction of the dry bamboo, there is electricity and it catches fire. Similarly, although we do not want unhappiness, still by our dealings, we create enemies and friends. And there is fight, there is war. This will continue. This is called samsara davanala. Try to understand. So guru means, spiritual master means, who can deliver one from this forest fire. Just like when there is forest fire, the animals are very much disturbed. They die mostly. The snakes, they die immediately. So this forest fire, samsara davanala, is going on perpetually. And the person or the authorized person who can deliver you from this forest fire of material existence is called guru or the spiritual master. Samsara davanala didalok. How he delivers. What is his means? The same example. When there's fire in the forest, you cannot send fire brigade, or you cannot go there with bucket full of waters to extinguish the fire. That is not possible. Then how it will be extinguished? Fire means it requires water to be extinguished. But where the water is coming from? From your bucket or from the fire brigade? No, it must come from the sky. It must come from the sky. When there will be torrents of rain from the sky, this forest fire, blazing forest fire, will be extinguished. So these rains from the sky, it does not depend on your scientific propaganda or manipulation. It depends on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So the spiritual master is compared with the cloud. Just like from the cloud, there is torrents of rain. Similarly, a spiritual master is considered just like cloud. Samsara davanala lidaloka. Just like cloud takes the water from the sea, cloud has not got its own water. Cloud takes water from the sea. Similarly, a spiritual master brings mercy from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just see the comparison. He has no own mercy, but he carries the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the qualification of spiritual master. A spiritual master will never say that I am God, I can give you mercy. No, that is not spiritual master. That is bogus pretender. A spiritual master will say, I am servant of God, I have brought his mercy. Please take it and be satisfied. This is spiritual master's business. Just like a peon, post peon. A post peon, when he delivers you some large amounts of money, it is not his own money. The money is sent by somebody else. But he honestly delivers you. Sir, Here is your money, take it. So you become very much satisfied with the peon, although it is not his money, but when in case of need, you get the money sent by your father or somebody else, brought by the peon, oh, you get very much satisfaction. Similarly, we're all suffering in this blazing fire of material existence. The spiritual master brings the message from the Supreme Lord and delivers you. And if you kindly accept, then you'll be satisfied. This is the business of the spiritual master. Samsaradava naratiraroka pranaya karunya ganaganatvam pratasya kalyana gunarnavasya bande guru sri charanaravindam. So spiritual master is offered obeisances. Sir, you have brought the mercy from the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we are very much obliged to you. To deliver us, you have come. We offer our respectful obeisances. This is the meaning of this verse. Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. That means the first qualification of the spiritual master or guru is to deliver you some message by which you immediately, your blazing fire in the heart will be stopped. This is the test. Everyone has blazing fire in the heart, within the heart. That is the proof of material existence. Nobody is without anxiety. That blazing fire means anxieties, always. Everyone has got anxiety. Even the small bird, he has got anxiety. You give the small bird some grains to eat, he'll eat it. But he is not very peacefully eating. He'll see this way, that way, if somebody is coming to kill me. Yet, this is material existence. Everyone, even President Nixon, is also full of anxieties, what to speak of others. Even Gandhi in our country, he was full of anxieties. All politicians, they're full of anxiety, although they hold very exalted posts. Still, the material disease, anxiety is there. So if you want to be anxiety-less, without any anxiety, then you must take shelter of the guru, the spiritual master. And the test is that by the instruction of the guru, by following the instruction of the guru, you will be anxiety-less. This is the test. Samsaradava naladidaloka pranaya karunya ganaganatvam pratasya kalyana gunarnavasya bande guru sri charanaravindam. Don't make a cheap guru or a fashion guru. Just like you keep sometimes a dog as a fashion. Similarly, if you want to keep a dog or if you want to keep a guru as a fashion, I have got a guru. That will not help. You must accept a guru who can extinguish the blazing fire of anxiety within your heart. That is the first test of guru. And the second test is Mahaprabhu, Kirtanandritya Gita, Vaditramadhyal Manasorasena. The guru's second symptom is that the guru is always enchanting Mahaprabhu, glorifying Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is his business. Mahaprabhu Kirtanandritya Gita. He is dancing and chanting in the by chanting the holy name of the Lord, because this is the remedy for all calamities within this material world at the present moment. At the present moment, nobody can meditate. The so-called meditation is humbug. It is very difficult to meditate in this disturbing age of Kali. Therefore, Shastra says, Kritayat Dhyayato Vishnum, Srimad Bhagavatam 12:352. Meditation means dhyana dhyayato. So krite, in this Satya Yuga, when people used to live for 100,000 years, the Valmiki Muni, he got perfection by meditating after meditation for 60,000 years. So there is no guarantee whether we are going to be living for 60 years or 60 hours. So meditation is not possible in this age. That was possible in the Satya Yuga. Then the next path is performing rituals as they are enjoyed in the Vedic Shastra. Krite yatyetu vishnum tretayam yajatu makei. Yajatu makei. Makei means performing big sacrifices. It requires huge lots of money. In this age, people are very poor. They cannot perform. Dwapare paricharyayam. And in the Dwapara Yuga, it was possible to worship the deity in the temple. But nowadays, in this Kali Yuga, that is also a very impossible fact. Therefore, the general recommendation is Kalo Tadari Kirtanat. In this age of Kali, simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, you can get all perfection. All perfection. That is our movement. Krishna consciousness movement is meant for that purpose. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the picture is there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, Chad Puja. So he inaugurated this movement 500 years ago, chanting and dancing. So this is going on for the last 500 years. In India, it is very popular, but in the Western countries, we have just introduced 5 or 6 years ago. And people are taking to it, and they are feeling happy. So this is the only process. Therefore, the Guru is always engaged in chanting. Mahaprabhu Kirtanandritya Gita, chanting and dancing. Unless he performs himself, how he can teach his disciples. So his second symptom is, first symptom is that he will give you such instruction that immediately you will feel relief from all anxiety. And the second symptom is that he is personally engaged and always in chanting and dancing the holy name of the Lord. Mahaprabhu Kirtanandritya Gita Vaditramadhyam Manasurasena, and enjoy the transcendental bliss within the mind by chanting and dancing. Unless you become blissful, very happy, you cannot dance. It is not artificially. You cannot dance. These dances, they are not artificial. You feel some transcendental bliss. Therefore, they dance. It is not they are dancing dogs. No. They dance from the spiritual platform. Vaditramadhyam Manasurasena. Romanchakam Pasru Taranga Baju. And there are sometimes transformation of the body with spiritual symptoms. Sometimes crying, sometimes there is, swelling on the end of the hairs. There are so many symptoms. These are not to be imitated. But when one is spiritually advanced, these symptoms are visible. This is the second symptom of the Guru. And the third is Shivigrahara Dana Nityanana Sringaratan Mandira Marjanadu Yuktasya Bhaktam Staniyunjatopi Bandi Guru Sri Charanaravindam. The spiritual master's duty is to engage the disciples in deity worship. Sri Vigraha. Sri Vigraha in our centers, all centers, we've got more than 100 centers all over the world. We've got the method of deity worship. Here we have not yet established, but we worship the picture of Lord Chaitanya and Guru. But in other centers in London, we've got 2 centers, 2 temples. In America, we've got about 40 centers. In this way, in each and every center, there is deity worship. Sri Vigraha Radhana Nityanana. To worship the deity, to dress the deity very nicely, to cleanse the temple very nicely, to offer nice foodstuffs to the deity and accept the remnants of the foodstuff as our eating. In this way, there is method of deity worship. The deity worship is done by Guru himself. and he engages the disciple also in that business. This is the third symptom. Sri Vigrahara Dhanityanana Sringaratan Mandira Marjanadu Yuktasya Bhaktam Staniyan Jatopi. Not that he's not engaged, he's also engaged. His disciples are engaged. He's always showing, do like that, do like that, do like that. Or sometimes if he cannot, the guru shows how to do it. That is the business of guru. Then fourth symptom is Chaturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasado Svadvana Triptanari Bhakta Sangam Kritraiva Triptam Bhajatat Sadeva Bande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. The fourth symptom is that a guru, spiritual master, encourages prasad distribution, remnants of foodstuff distributed to the public. Ours is not dry philosophy. Simply we talk and go home. No, we distribute prasadam. Very sumptuous prasadam. In every temple, anyone who comes, we offer him prasadam. In every temple, we've got already from 50 to 200 devotees. An outsider also, they come and they take prasadam. This is, introduction is another symptom of guru. Prasad distribution. Chaturvida. Not ordinary. Chaturvida means 4 kinds of eatables. Charvya, Chushya, Lekya, Peya. Something is chewed, something is swallowed up, something is licked up. In this way, there are different kinds of palatable dishes. Chaturvida Sri. Chaturvida means 4 different kinds of varieties of prasadam. Chaturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasadam. Sri means opulent. If you eat Bhagavat Prasadam, then gradually you become spiritualized. It has got the potency. If you eat the prasadam, therefore it is said that realization of God can be done by the tongue. Sivan Mukehi Jivadu. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1, 2, 234. If you engage your tongue in a service of the Lord, then you realize God realization. What is that tongue engagement? The tongue engagement is you chant the holy name of the Lord and you take the prasadam, remnants of foodstuff given to the Lord. Then you become self-realized, God-realized by these 2 methods. You don't require to be very highly educated philosopher, scientist, and a rich man and to realize God. If you sincerely engage your tongue only in the service of the Lord, you realize it. It is so simple thing, it is not very difficult. Therefore, this prasadam program is there, introduced by the Guru's spiritual master. Sri Vigraha, Chaturvida Sri Bhagavat Prasada, Svadvana Triptan Hari Bhakta Sangam. Hari Bhakta Sangam means association of the devotees. These things are done. Outside, we cannot do it. But if there are some devotees we can order, please do it. Distribute like this, do like this. Therefore, Hari Bhakta Sangam, Kritvaiva Triptim Bhajata Sadeva. And when he's fully satisfied in the prasad distribution, that the prasad distribution is going on, he's very much pleased and engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord by chanting and dancing. This is the 4th symptom. And 5th symptom is Sri Radhika Madhavayora Para Madhurya Lila Guna Rupanam Pratikshana Svadana Lurupasya Bande Gurastri Charanaravindam. What is that? Anyway, Bande Gurastri Charanaravindam. And the spiritual master is always thinking of the pastimes of Krishna. Sri Radhika Madhavayora Para, which Srimati Radharani is consort in the Gopi. That is always his thinking. Sometimes he's thinking about his pastimes with the cowherd boys. That means that he's engaged always in thinking of Krishna, engaged in some kind of pastime. Sri Radhika Madhava Yorapara Madhurya Lila Guna Rupa Namnam Pratikshana Svadana Nurupasya. Pratikshana, 24 hours he's thinking. That is Krishna consciousness. One must be engaged 24 hours in thinking of Krishna. You have to make your such program, just like we have at least made such program. All these boys and girls, those who are engaged in Krishna consciousness movement, they are engaged 24 hours. Not officially, once in a week, they meditate or go to some temple. No, not like that. 24 hours. 24 hours, they are engagement 24 hours. Ask anyone how they are engaged. You can ask. The next symptom is, what is that? Hamsaduta. Nikunjayuno. Prabhupada. Nikunjayuno ratikeli siddhyae yayali bir apikshaniya. So the ultimate goal of the spiritual master is that he wants to be transferred to the planet of Krishna, where he wants to associate with the gopis to help them to serve Krishna. Some of the devotees are spiritual master. They are thinking of becoming assistant to the gopis. Some of them are thinking to be assistant with the coward boy. Some of them are thinking to be assistant to Mother Yashoda or Nanda. And some of them are thinking to be servants of God. Or some of them are thinking how to become a flower, tree, a fruit tree, or a calf, or a cow in Vrindavana. There are 5 kinds of mellows: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. Everything is there spiritual. That I shall describe next. Chintamani Prakara Satmasu. So in the spiritual sky, the land is spiritual, the tree is spiritual, the fruit is spiritual, the flower is spiritual, water is spiritual, the servant is spiritual, the friend is spiritual, the mother is spiritual, the father is spiritual, the Lord is spiritual, and his associates are spiritual. Everything, therefore oneness, absolute truth, everything absolute. Although there are varieties, these varieties, the spiritual varieties, are simply reflection in this material world. Just like there is a tree on the bank of the river that is reflected in the water. But reflected how? The top has gone down. The topmost thing has gone down. So this material world is the reflection of the spiritual world, but perverted reflection. In the spiritual world, there is love between Radha and Krishna. Krishna is always young, Navayovanam cha, Brahma Samhita 533. And Radharani is always young, always young. Pleasure, potency of Krishna. We worship Sri Radhika Madhava Yorapara. Madhava, Jai Jai Radha Madhava. We worship not Krishna alone, with his eternal consort, Srimati Radharani. So there is eternal love between Radharani and Krishna. Therefore, in the Vedanta Sutra, it is said, Janmadhyasya Yataha, Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. This absolute truth means wherefrom everything comes, emanates. Just like here, we find love between mother and son, love between wife and husband, love between master and servant, love between friends and friends, love between the master and the dog and the cat or the cow, same thing. These are only reflection of the spiritual world. The same thing is there. Krishna is also good lover of the animals, calves, and cows. And we love here dogs and cats. Krishna loves their cows and calves. You have seen the picture of Krishna. So the propensity to love even an animal is there. Otherwise, how it can be reflected here? This is simply shadow reflection. If in the reality there is nothing like that, then how it can be reflected here? So everything is there. Therefore, that's mellow. To understand, you have to practice. Here we have got frustration. Here we love. A man loves a woman loves a man, but there is frustration. After some time, they are separated, they divorce, because it is perverted reflection. There is no real love in this material world. It is simply lust. Real love is in the spiritual world between Radha and Krishna. Real love is between Krishna and the gopis. Real love, the friendship is there between Krishna and his coward boy. Real love between animal and man is there. Krishna is loving the cows and the calves. Real love between trees, flowers, water. Simply, that is the platform of Lord, of love. That is the spiritual world. Everything love. So we are simply satisfied within this material world by the shadow reflection of such thing as in the spiritual world. Therefore, we've got this opportunity of human life. Let us understand Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness movement. Let us understand Krishna. And if you simply understand Krishna, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chami divyam yojanati tattvataha. Tattvataha, in truth, not superficially. You try, learn the science of Krishna. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo viti tattvataha. Yatvadeham punara janma naiti mam iti sorjuna. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 9. This is the instruction. If you simply try to love, the process is that you worship the deity, you take the prasadam, you chant the holy name, you follow the instruction of the spiritual master. In this way, you'll be trained up how to understand Krishna, and then your life is successful. This is the Krishna consciousness movement. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So this is very important instruction from His Divine Grace of how to understand spiritual life, how to understand the bona fide process of obtaining love of Krishna. I'm going to read briefly. Sometimes devotees ask the question, why is it that you disciples of Srila Prabhupada are spending so much time listening to tapes of Prabhupada chanting, Bhagavatam lectures, so many instructions? Why you're spending so much time hearing from Prabhupada? Prabhupada explains nicely. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20, Text 25. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 20, Text 25. Savattamashlokamaham mukhachutu bhavat padam boja sudha kananilaha smritim punara vismrita tattvavatmanam kuyoginam naviratyalam bharaihi. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of these saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction, but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is explained in the previous verse that one has to hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. This is further explained here. The transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, under the influence of illusory Maya, we have almost forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord, exactly like a man sleeping very deeply who forgets his duty. In the Vedas, it is said that every one of us is sleeping under the influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service, for thus we can properly utilize the facility of this human form of life. As expressed in a song by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. The Lord asks every sleeping entity, every sleeping living entity to get up and engage in devotional service so that his mission in this human form of life may be fulfilled. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. A pure devotee always engaged in the service of the Lord, taking shelter of his lotus feet. And therefore, he has a direct connection with the saffron mercy particles that are strewn over the lotus feet of the Lord. Although when a pure devotee speaks, the articulation of his voice may resemble the sound of this material sky. The voice is spiritually very powerful because it touches the particles of saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. As soon as a sleeping living entity hears the powerful voice emanating from the mouth of a pure devotee, he immediately remembers his eternal relationship with the Lord. Although up until that moment, he had forgotten everything. For a conditioned soul, therefore, it is very important to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee who is fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord without any material desire, speculative knowledge, or contamination of the modes of material nature. Every one of us is kuyogi because we have engaged in the service of this material world, forgetting our eternal relationship with the Lord as his eternal loving servants. It is our duty to rise from the kuyoga platform to become suyogis or perfect mystics. The process of hearing from a pure devotee is recommended in all Vedic scriptures, especially by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One may stay in his position of life. It does not matter what it is. But if one hears from the mouth of a pure devotee, he gradually comes to the understanding of his relationship with the Lord and thus engage in his loving service. And his life becomes completely perfect. Therefore, this process of hearing from the mouth of a pure devotee is very important for making progress in the line of spiritual understanding. So this is on Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja Day. This is a very important message from His Divine Grace to make sure that we dedicate some time every single day to hear from the mouth of a pure devotee. It is very potent, it's very sublime, and it's very important. There's great benefits in hearing constantly from the pure devotee, but if one is in a position that he cannot constantly hear from a pure devotee, at least he can dedicate to structure his life in such a way that every day one gets the chance to hear from the great Shakti-Abhisha avatar, topmost Mahabhagavata, Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated soul, Srila Prabhupada. We're going to read a few offerings. Do you have your offering on your phone? Okay, I'll read mine, then you can read yours. It is the tradition on this Vyasa Puja Day that devotees offer some homages to Srila Prabhupada to glorify his divine grace on his birthday. So what we're going to do here is we're going to read a few offerings. I'll read part of my offering here, and part of Dr. Ron will read his offering. And we have an offering from a devotee named Swarat Das, in Malaysia, we're going to read part of his offering as well. This is 2023 Vyasa Puja offering by my lowly self, Yasuranandana Dasa. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachadya Deshatarine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, O spiritual master, servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries, which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Bhaktisiddhanta Shishyaya Bhakti Vedanta Namine Prasannaya Prasantaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let me offer my obeisances unto my Guru Maharaja, who is a disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is always calm and joyful and who bears the name Bhakti Vedanta. This was composed by Sri Anantaram Shastri in 1976 at Mayapur from the Prabhupada Stotram. Dvamna Sandarshitu Datra Dushtaram Nishtitir Satam Kalim Sattvaharam Pumsam Karnadhara Ivarnabam. We think that your goodness is met by us by the will of providence, just to accept you as the captain of the ship, which desires to cross the difficult ocean of Kali, which deteriorates all the good qualities of the human being. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 22. Akshnoho phalam twadisha darasanam hi tanoho phalam twadisha gatra sangaha jiva phalam twadisha kirtanam hi sudurlabha bhagavata hi loki. My dear Vaishnava, seeing a person like you is the perfection of one's eyesight. Touching your lotus feet is the perfection of the sense of touch. Glorifying your good qualities is the tongue's real activity. For in the material world, it is very difficult to find a pure devotee of the Lord. This is from the Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, as quoted in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Meritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the torchlight of knowledge. This is from the Gautamiya Tantra. Bhagavad Vandanam Khadyam Guru Vandana Purvakam Kshiram Sharkara Yuktam Kadatehi Visheshataha. This is a prayer composed by Sri Vedanta Desika, a celebrated Acharya in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, and the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. He is the author of Mayavada Satadushani, refutation of 108 faults of the Mayavad philosophy. This means just like the worship of the Supreme Lord is very sweet, just like milk is naturally very sweet, but milk becomes even sweeter by adding a little sugar. So worshiping the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is even sweeter by first worshiping the bona fide Acharya, the spiritual master. Amsho Bhagavatosmyaham Sadadaso Asmi Sarvata Tat Kripa Pikshato Nityam Tat Prishta Sat Karomishvam. From the Archan Padati Guru Vandana. I am a tiny part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and I'm always in every way his eternal servant. As I'm always hoping for his mercy and kindness, I offer myself to his more dear servitor, my spiritual master. I offer my respectful obeisances unto A.C. Bhakti, Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna on this earth, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada explains, we are not so learned as you are, but we follow the Acharya. And it is recommended in the Bhagavad Gita, Acharya Upasanam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 8:128. This is several quotes emphasizing the importance of emphasizing the Acharya Parampara. Krishna says, Acharya Upasanam. We have to understand things through the Acharya. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. One who is not following the footsteps of the Acharya, he cannot understand anything. This is from a lecture in Bombay on March 31st, 1971. Recently, a young lady inquired whether or not your divine grace had ever given any warnings or relevant instruction to your disciples, students, and followers about many of the events and potential problems and issues which would confront your followers in the future. And you have clearly stressed the importance of following in the footsteps of the great sages, such as Sri Sutta Goswami, or his bona fide representatives, such as your divine self. From Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 22. Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 22. Learned men, therefore, must be cautious of this age. And if they at all want to cross over the dangerous ocean of Kali, they must follow the footsteps of the sages of Naimisharanya and accept Sri Sutta Goswami or his bona fide representative as the captain of the ship. The ship is the message of Lord Sri Krishna in the shape of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada, you have rightly identified why the institution of your Guru Maharaj deviated from its mission and why it is important for your followers and disciples to learn from your statements. The following is from a room conversation in Bombay, India, on August 16th, 1966. August 16th, 1976. Srila Prabhupada, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Guru Mure Morke Upadeki Karila Sacham. This is Sahajyavad. He's thinking, oh, I have become liberated. I don't require any direction of my guru. I am liberated. Then he is rascal. Why does God Yamat fail? Because they tried to become more than guru. He, before passing away, he gave all direction and never said that this man should be the next Acharya. But these people, just after his passing away, they began to fight. Who shall be Acharya? That is the failure. They never thought why Guru Maharaj gave us instructions, so many things, why he did not say that this man should be Acharya. They wanted to create artificially somebody Acharya, and everything failed. They did not consider, even with common sense, that if Guru Maharaj wanted to appoint somebody as Acharya, why he did not say. Why he did not say. He said so many things. At this point, he missed the real point, and they insisted upon it. They declared some unfit person to become Acharya. Then another man came, another Acharya, another Acharya. So better to remain a foolish person perpetually, to be directed by Guru Maharaj. That is perfection. And as soon as he learned that Guru Maharaj is dead, now I'm so advanced that I can kill my Guru, and I become Guru. Then he's finished. It's important to note on the actual audio tape, there's a very eerie silence after Prabhupada says, and I become Guru. There's a silence of 7 to 8 seconds. Prabhupada said, then he's finished. The Gaudiya institution became a failure on account of disobedience and not following the orders. This was from a Srila Prabhupada group conversation in Hawaii, USA on May 30th, 1976. We are singing every day. What our Guru has said, that is our life and soul. We do not want Arna Karya Maniyas. And your Guru's article you have given, do you think it is all right? We are reading every day, Yasya Prasadad Bhagavat Prasado. As soon as this poison will come, suppress Guru, and I become Guru. Become Brahman, or big. Everything finished. Spiritual life is finished. Gaudiya Mat finished. That violated the orders of Guru Maharaj. This is a Prabhupada room conversation in Bombay, India on April 20th, 1977. You have also, the Prabhupada, you have also warned about the danger of whimsical ways. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amara Nyaya Guruhan, Chaitanya Charitamrita 7128. You become a spiritual master under my order. So if you carry out the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, then you become Guru. Amara Nyaya Guruhan. Unfortunately, we do not wish to carry out order of the Acharya. We manufacture our own ways. We've got practical experience. Our great institution was lost by whimsical ways. Without carrying out the order of the spiritual master, they manufactured something and the whole thing was lost. Therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur stresses very much on the words of the spiritual master. Vyavasatmika buddhir ikeha purunandana. Bhagavad Gita 2:41. If you stick to the order of spiritual master, then without caring for your own convenience or inconvenience, then you become perfect. Yasya devi parabhaktir yata devi tata guru tasyete kachita yartaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Shvetaspara Upanishad 6:23. This is the confirmation of all authority. We have to carry out very faithfully the order of the bona fide representative of Krishna. Then our life is successful. Then we can understand Krishna in truth. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam. Srimad Bhagavatam 1-11. We have to hear from the tattvavit, not from the so-called scholars and politicians. No. One who knows the truth, you have to hear from him. And if you stick to that principle, then you understand everything very clearly. Thank you very much. Again, this was from a class from Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan, India, on October 22nd, 1976. Srila Prabhupada, you have kindly warned us about opportunistic gurus. This is from a conversation in Vrindavan, Uttar Pradesh, India, on June 28, 1976. June 28, 1976. Pushta Krishna. What about the so-called gurus that take a little bit here and a little bit there? Srila Prabhupada, so-called gurus, they are so-called gurus. They're not gurus. That is already explained. If one does not speak what Krishna speaks, he's not guru. If you accept so-called guru, that is your misfortune. What can be done? Pushta Krishna. Some of them will say something that Krishna says, but they'll take from other places also. What is the position? Most dangerous. He's most dangerous. He's opportunist. He's finding out customers, something here. According to the customer, he's giving something, as the customers would be pleased. So he's not guru, he's servant. He wants to serve the so-called disciples so that he may be satisfied and pay him something. He's servant, he's not guru. Guru is the master. You cannot disobey guru. But if you become a servant, you want to please the disciple by flattering him to get his money, then you are not guru. You are servant. Just like the servant pleases the master, he is not guru, he is servant. So our position should be servant, yes, but servant of the supreme. So guru means heavy. You cannot utilize him for satisfying your whims. That is not guru. Again, this was a conversation with Srila Prabhupada on June 28, 1976. I'm going to read next from a Vyasa Puja offering by Swarat Das in Malaysia. I felt that this offering had some very nice devotional sentiments to his divine grace. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvichecha Shunyavadi Paschatya. Hare Krishna, dear Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances at your divine lotus feet. On this divine 127th Vyasa Puja of your divine grace, I would like to humbly submit my incapabilities in serving your lotus feet. We are here trying our best to print your Bhagavad Gita as it is, Macmillan 1972 in Tamil language. We're also trying to encourage new devotees to take up to Krishna consciousness, to associate with other like-minded devotees who are your sincere servants. We also try our best to celebrate all Vaishnava festivals and a weekly Saturday festival. We conduct Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita as it is reading by reading the Bhaktivedanta purports and the classes by your divine grace on the mentioned version. Although we are expanding slowly, but surely, we are just like creeper which needs shelter under your divine feet always. As you have mentioned that there are three types of person. One is a guru bhogi, who enjoys the guru's property. One guru tyagi, one who disregards the guru's instruction. And one a guru sevi, one who's a servant of the guru. We want to remain a guru sevi, perpetually a fool, guided by your divine grace. Your mercy is all that we're made of, nothing else. Srila Prabhupada, please always shower your mercy on this insignificant fool and make me useful in serving your mission. As Lord Ramachandra made the Vanaras to build bridge and kill the demon Ravana, similarly, help us to spread the holy name and your divine message to the whole humanity, which is suffering by the onslaught of voidism and impersonalism. I beg to remain the dust at your lotus feet perpetually, birth after birth, and give me strength to remain in the mission of Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Swarat Das from Malaysia. Very beautiful. Hare Krishna. You want to read your offering?
Yes, Prabhupada, can you read?
Okay. Wait, I've already taken too much time here. Go ahead. You want to do an offering to Prabhupada? Nope. Okay.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashtachadeshkari. Oh, great divine spiritual master, your divine grace is incomprehensible,
Incomprehensible.
Mother Earth and all its living beings have the good fortune of the divine grace walking in the most abominable places and making it the greatest benediction for all. How is this being done? The great Acharyas desired such a time will come when Lord Krishna's divine name would resonate all over the universe. You are continuously guiding your sincere students. Furthermore, your divine grace wrote, spoke, instructed, managed, and blessed everyone with volumes of books and written instructions for the benefit of all. This was the divine will and desire of all the pure devotees, and specifically the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. One of the disciples asked, Srila Prabhupada, I'm chanting and following the program. I'm wondering if it is possible that I can ever become a pure devotee. I see you are a pure devotee, but can I ever become a pure devotee? Srila Prabhupada, your divine grace replied, looking at him appraisingly, and marched back and forth a few times while chanting Hare Krishna to himself. Then the divine grace looked at him and said, why not? You are in the process. Then the divine grace chanted more and then said, but it may take some time. So you have given an easy path to reviving our pure devotee consciousness. Your divine grace writes in the preface of the Bhagavad Gita, if one man becomes a pure devotee of the Lord, we shall consider our attempt a success. The transcendental knowledge in your books defy time and space. It's eternal as the soul is eternal. Who can deny it? But there have been many glowworms who have tried to usurp or undermine your transcendental stature. But as moth rush into the fire, they have met with doom. It's been 46 years since your unmanifest pastimes have begun. How are we to see you again? Poem of Sharadaya, 1968. Our tears falling like rain, come back to see you again. You we have come to meet, bow down at your lotus feet, to hear your nectarian words, praise of the Supreme Lord. Your presence like morning dew, you're covered with golden hue. So long waited for this time, that again could bathe in your shine. Still, the whole truth is not in meeting, but in separation, that's the teaching. This is actually more sweet than touching your lotus feet, because that is our life's perfection, feeling love for you in separation. Your divine grace writes in a letter in 1968, a little bit of pure thing is better than huge volumes of impure, adulterated things. So we should always remember that you are an external manifestation of Supersoul and are always instructing your sincere students. So let us always be dutiful in our respective duties and enthusiastic in your divine service. The whole planet needs your divine grace now more than ever. So let all the sincere disciples and students band together in the different parts of the globe to propagate your pure, unadulterated teachings as it was happening before 1970. Let there be millions of independent temples, centers, ashrams, all centered around your divine grace and vision. I wish that each and every branch shall keep the independent identity and cooperate, keeping the Acharya in the center of. On this principle, we can open any number of branches all over the world. Letter 1967. Let there be one business, the distribution of the original book, training of new devotees, empowering them with the divine grace, and understanding that impossible is a word in a fool's dictionary. In this way, your divine instructions keep resonating and drowning the three worlds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your aspiring servant, Ronald Singh, Sacramento, California.
Very nice.
Offer something? Spontaneous.
All right, I'll go back then.
Got it.
Shri Krishna.
So on this auspicious occasion, one of the things that we discussed at the Hare Krishna Society in our Bangalore branch is to read from Srila Prabhupada's prayers when he first came on the boat, the Jaladuta boat, in 1965. There are some very important points brought out by His Divine Grace. This is from the prayers written by Srila Prabhupada aboard the Jaladuta.
He's going to offer one in about 30 minutes. Vyasa Puja offering. Joshua.
Is you ready?
No, 30 minutes.
In 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, 30 minutes, we're offering, we have the arti. We
Okay.
have to go.
Okay. Okay. We'll just submit it in the book then.
Is everything going to be ready to offer at 11:45?
Let's see. Yeah, we'll be ready.
Okay. Prayer unto the lotus feet of Krishna by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, on board of the ship Jaladuta, September 13th, 1965. Krishna tava punya habibai, punya karibe jani radharani kushi habe, dhruva ati bali tomatai. I emphatically say to you, O brothers, you will obtain your good fortune from the Supreme Lord Krishna only when Srimati Radharani becomes pleased with you. Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachuta Priyayati Krishna Sevayat Jara Tulanai Se Mohanta Guru Jagater Madiuru Krishna Bhakti Detai Tai. Sri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is very dear to Lord Gauranga, the son of Mother Sachi, is unparalleled in his service to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He is that great saintly spiritual master who bestows intense devotion to Krishna at different places throughout the world. Sarayitcha balavan pasyati tetanatan oy jati ghorangiranam Priti Viti Nagaradi Asamutra Nadanadi Sakale Loi Krishnanam. By a strong desire, the holy name of Lord Gauranga will spread throughout all the countries of the Western world, in all the cities, towns, and villages on the earth. From all the oceans, seas, rivers, and streams, everyone will chant the holy name of Krishna. Can you get the flowers ready for the break the stem? Tahali Ananda Oi, Tapi Oi, Digvijoy, Chaitanya Kripa Atishoy, Maya Dushta Jata Duki, Jakati Savoy Suki, Vaishnara Vichai Purnahoy. As the vast mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquers all directions, a flood of transcendental ecstasy will certainly cover the land. When all the sinful, miserable living entities become happy, the Vaishnava's desire is then fulfilled. Se karaja je kori be agnya yadi dhile more, jogyanai anadina hina, tai se tomar kripa magite che anurupa, ajinumi sabar pravina. Although my Guru Maharaj ordered me to accomplish this mission, I'm not worthy or fit to do it. I'm very fallen and insignificant. Therefore, O Lord, now I am begging for your mercy so that I may become worthy. For you are the wisest and most experienced of all. Tumare se shakti pere guru se vai vastumile, jivan chartak jadi hoy, se seva poire tala sukhi hale, tabasanga bhagyate miloy. If you bestow your power, by serving the spiritual master, one attains the absolute truth. One's life becomes successful. If that service is obtained, then one becomes happy and gets your association due to good fortune. Evam janam nipatitam prabhava nihikupe kama vikamam manuya prapatan prasangat kritvatmasat surarishina bhagavan grihita soham katam visrijeta vabritya sevam. My dear Lord, all Supreme Personality of Godhead, because of my association with material desires, one after another, I was gradually falling into a blind well full of snakes, following the general populace. But your servant Narada Muni kindly accepted me as his disciple and instructed me how to achieve this transcendental position. Therefore, my first duty is to serve him. How could I leave his service? This is Prahlad Maharaj to Lord Nrsingadev, Bhagavatam 7:9-28. Tumi mor chita shati pulya mayar lati kayachi janma janmantare aji puna eshu joga jadi oi joga yoga tabi pari tuhe milibari. O Lord Krishna, you are my eternal companion. Forgetting you, I have suffered the kicks of Maya birth after birth. If today the chance to meet you occurs again, then I will surely be able to rejoin you. Tumar milani baya bare sisukapai, gocharane guri dinu bhor, kata bani chuta chuti bani kailu taputi, sedin kabe habe mor. Oh dear friend, in your company, I will experience great joy once again. In the early morning, I will wander about the covered pastures and fields, running and frolicking in the many forests of Braja. I will roll on the ground in spiritual ecstasy. Oh, when will that day be mine? Aji sheshubidane tomara smarana bhela, bhoro asa dakila matai, ami tomara nitya dastai korieto as, tumi bina anya gatinai. Today, that remembrance of you came to me in a very nice way. Because I have a great longing, I called to you. I am your eternal servant, and therefore I desire your association so much. O Lord Krishna, except for you, there is no other means of success. Very, very deep prayers by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, on September 18th, also a week later, composed what is called Makine Bhagavata Dharma. He composed that when he reached Boston on September 18. He composed that. Baro kripa koileya Krishna adamer prati kilagiya nileketa koru ebigati. My dear Lord Krishna, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. Pache kichu karja tabe anumane. But I guess you have some business here. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this terrible place? Rajastamu gunera sabaya channa, Vasudev kataruchina hesi prasanna. Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied. And therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it. Tabe jaditava kripoya oyakuti, sakala sambhava yutumi se katuki. But I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible because you are the most expert mystic. Ki babe bujabe tara buje seras. How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I'm simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. Tumari chai sabahoy mayabas, tumari chai nas mayara paras. All living entities have become under the control of the illusory energy by your will. And therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. Bhagavatir katasita bhavatar, dhiraya shune jatikane barobar. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation. And if a sober person repeatedly receive it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 17 through 21. Srinvatam svakataha Krishnaha punya sravana kirtanaha ridyantastoya badrani vidunoti suritsatam prayeshu vabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatyuttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki tadarajastamubhavaha kamalobhadayaschaye cheta eterena viddam stitvam satvi prasidati evam prasanna manasu bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate vidyate hridaya grantis chidyanti sarva samshayaha shiyante chasya karmani drishta evatmanishwari. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam or by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed in loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. As soon as irrevocable loving service is established in the heart, the effects of nature's mode of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes completely happy. Thus, established in the mode of unalloyed goodness, the man whose mind has been enlivened by contact with devotional service to the Lord gains positive scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead in the stage of liberation from all material association. Thus, the knot in the heart is pierced, and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive actions is terminated when one sees the self as master. Rajastamohati tabipai pabinistar hridayera badrasati guchivitar. He will become liberated from the influence of the modes of ignorance and passion, and thus all inauspicious things accumulated in the core of the heart will disappear. Kikore bujabu kata barisichoyi kudrami dinahina kono shakti nahi. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I'm very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I'm seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, so I'm powerless to do so on my own. Atacha inichu prabhu kata bori bori, jitomaricha prabhu kori bori. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. Akila Jagat Guru Bachan Seyamar, Alam Krito Koribar Kamata Tumar. O spiritual master of all the world, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Tavakripa Edimor Kata Shuddhahabe. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure, I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel gladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life. Aniya to jadi Prabhu amare nochate, nacho nacho Prabhu nacho se mate, kastira puttali jata nacho se mate. Oh Lord, I'm just like a puppet in your hand. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance, make me dance. Oh Lord, make me dance as you like. Bhakti nai vedanai name kubdaro, bhakti vedanta name ve sartak koro. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Krishna. I have been designated as Bhakti Vedanta. And now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhakti Vedanta. Signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, on board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA, dated 18th of September, 1965. So this is an amazing offering from His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Now we will proceed and offer Pushpanjali, then an offering of prasad or bhoga to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Bye.
I think you're probably going to have to turn the camera because devotees have to come over there
Okay, put the camera
and offer obeisances over there.
this way. Put picture over there.
So everybody can stand up. And what we're going to do is we're going to offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, are your flowers?
Oh, yeah,
Beautiful.
I brought some from my garden.
Very nice, very nice. Just leave them there for a minute. And because we're going to be offering 3 times, you're probably going to need more flowers.
Okay.
Maybe you want to get the
Yeah.
ladies to help and
Yeah, just
get that together, Jim.
Yeah, should we mix these with these?
No, just keep them there. It's fine. This is beautiful. This is like very nice. This is beautiful green.
Birds.
Just like mint. Yeah, we have mint in oh, this is nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful.
Thanks.
This he has from his garden.
Yeah.
He's got different kind of mints, rosemary. Oh, wait, you have to
Offer it first.
First, yeah. then I'll-
Yeah. Like,
Different cards.
We're gonna put Srila Prabhupada's picture right where? Here?
Yes.
Okay.
Cards.
So
You like the ginger?
that here.
They keep coming up. I forget which one it is. No, seriously.
Okay.
so everybody, you kindly repeat after me. And after each mantra, we're going to offer obeisance to Prabhupada and offer his flowers. Nama, Nama, Om, Om, Vishnu, Padaya, Krishna, Prestaya, Tale, Srimate, Bhakti, Vedanta, Swamin, Iti,
Namine. Namaste. Saraswati. Deve. Gauravani. Charine. Nirvishesha. Yavadi.
Satya,
Shata. Desha. Dharine.
everybody can take some flowers and offer it to Srila Prabhupada right here. Hare Krishna. And offer obeisances.
Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Patsatya Deshatarine.
We'll repeat again. Nama,
Nama
Om
Om
Vishnu
Vishnu
Padaya
Padaya
Krishna
Krishna
Prestaya
Prestaya
Bhutale
Bhutale
Srimate
Srimate
Bhaktivedanta
Bhaktivedanta
Swamin
Swamin
Iti
Iti
Namine
Namine
Namaste
Namaste
Saraswati
Saraswati
Deve
Deve
Gauravani
Gauravani
Pracharine
Pracharine
Nirvishesha
Nirvishesha
Shunyavadi
Shunyavadi
Paschatya
Paschatya
Desha
Desha
Tarine
Tarine
Swaha Swaha Swaha. Yeah, go ahead. Nama Om Vishnu
Vishnu
Padaya
Padaya
Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Swaha Swaha. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine.
Is the offering ready?
Yeah.
Put this in the kitchen. Thank you. I didn't mean to be disrespectful during the offering, just that we have the program is moving along. Because at 11:45, we're doing offering and then Archie. And
What are you
then-
referring to?
Huh?
What are you referring to?
We wanted some time for an offering or?
Oh, no,
Okay,
no, I don't know. I mean, Ronald asked me if I wrote a Vyasa Puja, but I typed something out really quick right now.
okay,
I mean, I could say right now.
sure, go ahead. Prabhupada's right there.
Well, why don't we get another thing?
Yeah.
So
Well,
wait
you,
a minute, let Ron do that.
here you go. You stand over there. Yeah, you can see. Okay, good. Just repeat your offering and everything nice.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. You are the most dear servant of Sri Sri Radha Krishna, and my greatest fortune in life has been to come in contact with you and your transcendental books. Your loving mercy is available to all the living beings, and those who are intelligent will utilize the knowledge you have given in your transcendental books. I pray that you allow me to remain your eternal servant birth after birth.
Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very nice. Very nice. Can you put this in the kitchen? And we'll just have a brief kirtan. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saras. Can you offer?
Should we put
Hey,
Gauravani Prachar Veshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
the arti. I'll do the arti. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you know.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Glories to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And all glories to the devotees who are assembled today for this Vyasa Puja celebration. Can you hear me, Ron? Is the audio working?
Yeah, the audio is audible. It's working.
Thank you. So this was the first year for this two-day event, the Janmashtami celebration yesterday, and today's Vyasa Puja celebration, conducted by His Grace Yashodanandana Prabhu. And we want to thank him, and we will also want to thank Dr. Ron Singh for arranging this program today. And this is part of our efforts to continue to focus on Srila Prabhupada as the founder Acharya and the guru for all of us moving forward in eternal time. Because Prabhupada is living not only in his books and in his kirtans, recorded kirtans, and his mission, but he is living with all of the devotees, the Prabhupada disciples, that have embraced him as their guru. This is the main issue, that Prabhupada is present with all of us in transcendental sound, in his Vani incarnation. And as we move forward this year, because this marks the beginning of a new phase for us, as we move forward this year with our programs, we're continuing to focus on hearing and chanting, reading and discussions from Prabhupada's books, because a thorough understanding of Prabhupada's teachings, properly received from the Prabhupada Disciples Association and its members, enables people to move forward on the path of Krishna consciousness without any interference from any other source, because it's a fine line. It truly is. So Mahatma Sudurlabhaha, and such great souls are very rare. Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavam Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sur Mahatma Sadurlabaha. So this Krishna consciousness movement is a science. Hey Mataji, it's a science of logic. Shri Ade Hari. It is very precise, just like an operation. Recently, I had some cancer operations given by a very expert surgeon in Hamilton, Dr. Masumoto. Yes. Now, was there any room for flaw in the operation? No. No room for flaw. Because of a mistake could be fatal for the patient. So like that, in the same way, the science of Krishna consciousness is exact. It's not fabricated. It's not concocted. It's not adulterated. It's based on Prabhupada's teachings, which we are responsible to study very thoroughly and not interpret, not manipulate, not concoct, not speculate. None of these things can be there. It's a simple process. You hear and then you repeat like that, in through both ears, out through the mouth. Repeat exactly. Use Prabhupada's examples as best as possible. Try to assimilate the philosophy in the best way that you know, and then present it sincerely to other people with the intention of blessing them with the opportunity to become devotees of Krishna and in this life be successful. This is Krishna consciousness. And this is Prabhupada's mercy upon all of us to give us this vehicle. And this is the real meaning of Vyasa Puja, that Prabhupada sits on the throne of Krishna consciousness as the king of the devotees for us. And his teachings, his example, yad yad acharyati shrestas, tat tad eva taro jana, sayat pramanam kurute, lokas tad anuvartate. But Prabhupada, everyone, gave us perfect example of how to practice Krishna consciousness. You see on the japa tapes that we use in the morning for our japa, he is, we chant along with the Prabhupada tapes, audio tapes, and you can see how perfect Prabhupada chants japa. Did he have to chant? No. Why is he chanting? First of all, he has a love for the holy name. And secondly, he's also setting example for all his disciples, old and new, that this is the process that you have to follow. For example, there are some devotees, not to mention any names, that are initiated personally by Prabhupada back in the early days of his mission. And after his departure, they gave up chanting their rounds. They have all kinds of excuses. Oh, I can't do it. I'm busy. I'm this, I'm that. But disciple means discipline. Initiation means you start. That's what initiate. The actual meaning is you start. You're initiated into a process. But the real success of initiation is practicing the principles, like Prabhupada demonstrated himself personally. He set the highest standard of Krishna consciousness. For example, Prabhupada was never embroiled in any controversy. He was always pukka first class in everything he did. And this, unfortunately, for many of us, is not something that's easy to do. But at the same time, we strive, we move forward, we work towards those solutions in life. And take good association, everyone, in the Prabhupada Disciples Association, which is here for specifically for one thing, to protect Prabhupada's legacy. That legacy in his books, in his instructions, and the example he set for us to follow are the means by which we can go back home, back to Godhead. People think, oh, I'll just go back to Godhead in one life. They think it's that easy. This is a very it's simple for the simple and difficult for the crooked. Prabhupada said you can be Krishna conscious in 1 second, or it may take many lifetimes. So let us, on this Vyasa Puja day, meditate on these wonderful occasions to inspire us to carry on with the process of devotional service daily wherever you're living globally. This is Krishna consciousness. It's a discipline. It's a practice. With proper guidance and strict adherence to the principles, you will be successful on this journey out of this material body and back home, back to Godhead. So I want to thank Bhakta Ran Singh again for his effort in putting on this first festival from Sacramento. We look forward to many annual festivals from here. And also I want to thank sincerely Yashodanandana Prabhu for his expert guidance in these matters and his sincere effort to participate and come down from the mountains in Twain Harte, California, come down to Sacramento and devote his time and energy to leading the program, which was wonderfully done and very focused. And we want to thank all of the people that who attended live the show, the programs, and those who are watching later on our YouTube channel, for them to appreciate these efforts by all the devotees to bring Krishna consciousness closer to all of us in our individual lives, wherever we may live throughout the world. So Venkata Bhatta, do you want to end with a kirtan from Prabhupada, like we do? Is it possible?
Sorry, Prabhu, I'm on the phone actually. I don't think I can play the kirtan.
Okay. So we want to thank everyone for attending, and we'll sign off today from the Prabhupada Disciples Association and from these 2 festivals. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to study together the Bhagavad Gita as it is, given by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, in his unadulterated, unedited edition. All glories to the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Shri Gaur Nitai, Jai Srila Prabhupada, and Jai to all the devotees. Blessings to all the devotees here at the Prabhupada Disciples Association. Hare Krishna.